Your mission, should you choose to accept it. Watch Smauglings' review of the Mission Impossible film franchise. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Also, please like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, self-destruct sequence. We'll begin the timer now. Hey Smauglings, what is happening? This is going to be a retrospective of the Mission Impossible film series leading into Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning. And unfortunately I won't be able to review the films individually, but I will do that in the future. But as of this moment I want to talk about the films before The Final Reckoning comes out, which I'm very much looking forward to, and I hope to see that as soon as I'm able to. But I will post my review when I do see that film, so please look forward to that. But I want to talk about the film series of Mission Impossible, and I really love this film series. I really became a big fan from my recollection when Mission Impossible 3 came out. I saw that on DVD, and my dad was a big fan of the franchise as well, and he showed me some of the films. But I remember that when the third one came out, and I had the box set of the 3 films at the time, and that is when I really became interested in this film series, this amazing action filled series of thrills and suspense, and I really enjoyed watching them. And these films were kept really fresh because they had for a long time a different director for each film. So for the first one we had Brian De Palma, and then we had John Woo, and then we had J.J. Abrams, and then we had Brad Bird, and we've had Christopher McQuarrie for the previous installments of the series. And it looks like he's going to end the series as well. And I think that did keep it quite fresh, and you definitely had a different style to each film for a long time. And I thought that really did keep it quite interesting for the viewing experience and made it different on each particular watch. And it has to be said as well that this film franchise is so consistent, and I'd say apart from the second one there's no bad film in the series, which is remarkable. It's tantamount to John Wick and Harry Potter in terms of their consistency as films that are genuinely good or great, and I think that is a really impressive accomplishment. And I want to talk about what makes the films unique from the other action spy franchises such as James Bond and Jason Bourne. And I would say that a big feature of this film series is that there is a big team dynamic in the franchise, and it's a credit to Tom Cruise that he will share a great amount of screen time with other characters that fill very vital roles within the films, and you get the sense that there is a covert team that are working together, and they are very much working with limited resources, and that's where a lot of the suspense comes from, is that they are working with very limited resources and limited personnel. And it really does make the films feel quite scrappy, and it makes it feel as though the team are always in danger and always in peril, and it's really exciting to see that. And I think that is a big part of why these films work so well. And obviously we have to give a big amount of credit to Tom Cruise, the man, the myth, the legend, who just does these absolutely insane stunts all the time. And he does it for us, does it for the audience, and he's doing these stunts himself, and we get to bear witness to them. For every new installment we see a new death-defying stunt from Mr. Cruise himself, which is always great to see, as long as Tom Cruise is okay and doesn't hurt himself, because that would be very sad. But he's been fine so far, and it's got to be said that he is one of the last remaining movie stars, and such a great actor and an underrated actor. He's obviously one of the biggest movie stars in the world, but as an actor, I think his performances are quite underrated because he's given some really great dramatic performances in the past and really has sold us on a variety of different characters, and he gives great performances in these films, and he really puts his all into these films, which is very commendable, and I have to give him a lot of credit.
Hey, Smauglings, what is happening? Sorry about the location change. This is the following day. Just pretend I'm like Ethan Hunt on a covert mission. I'm not going to tell you where I am. So, sorry about the change there. But we're going to talk about some of the characters now. So, we've got Ethan Hunt, obviously the protagonist of the film series. And he's the IMF agent that we're following for most of the time. And he's very fallible. He's obviously very intelligent. He's highly skilled. Otherwise, he would not be able to do the job that he does. But I like that they show that he's not perfect and he does need his team. And Tom Cruise obviously plays him really capably and plays him very well. He's played him for 30 years and it's been a long time that he's played him. So he obviously knows the character really well and he's an awesome protagonist to follow. And we've also got characters such as Benji Dunn that is introduced with a relatively minor role in Mission Impossible 3, and he's a hacker, and then he gets promoted to be a field agent, and we see a lot more of him played by Simon Pegg, and he is introduced as a bit of comic relief initially, but he becomes a really good close friend to Ethan Hunt, and he develops his confidence in the field, and I love his development throughout the series. You can see that he's getting more comfortable in these difficult situations. I think it's really good the way they've shown that, and Simon Pegg is always awesome, and I would pair these two together because they are the characters that we see together most of the time, and they become a bit of a duo as we get a change of different characters within the teams, but Simon Pegg as Benji Dunn is a mainstay, and obviously Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt is there as well. And this series has got a bit of an issue with villains. We've not had the best villains for the films, but I'd say a standout is Philip Seymour Hoffman in Mission Impossible 3. I think he's very good there. He is most likely the best villain of the series, and I think he is amazing, and we obviously know how good of an actor he is, so it makes sense that he's one of the best of the series, and I think he is very good there in the third installment in the Mission Impossible series. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to discuss the series before the Final Reckoning comes out, and I will do my review of that as soon as I see it. I'm not sure exactly when that'll be just yet, but I will definitely do a review of that, and I will go more in depth in the future when I do reviews of each of the films, and I'm really looking forward to doing that and rewatching them again properly, and that's something that I'm definitely going to cover on the channel. So I really appreciate you watching this, Smauglings. Hope you have a great day. Let me know what is your favourite Mission Impossible film, which one do you think is the weakest, what are your thoughts on the series in general, and are you looking forward to the Final Reckoning? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I really appreciate you, Smauglings. You guys are the best, and I will see you soon. So you guys take care, and I will see you soon.